Okay, let's just jump right in. If you've been anywhere near a business book or a TED Talk in the last, 15 years, you absolutely know Simon Sinek's Start With Why. It was a revolution in how we talk about leadership and branding.
And this was the core idea. It was a lightning bolt. It completely reframed everything, telling us that real connection, real loyalty, it's not about what you sell, it's about what you believe. It moved the goalposts from simply selling something to creating a shared sense of purpose. And that's the big question we're tackling today. In a world where practically everyone is shouting their why from the rooftops, what happens when that powerful idea becomes, well, just more noise? So before we challenge this incredible idea, let's give it its due. To really get why it might not be working for us anymore, we have to appreciate just how groundbreaking it really was. Sinek gave us this beautiful model, the golden circle. Now, the genius here wasn't just defining these three things. Nope, it was the direction. See, most companies start on the outside and work their way in. They tell you what they do. But the inspiring ones, they start from the inside out. They start with why they exist. Then they talk about how they bring that to life. And only then do they get to what they actually do or sell. It was brilliant, true. But this is where the story gets a little weird. You'd think that with everyone adopting this model, we'd be living in a world with more trust, more engagement, right? Yeah, about that. The reality is the complete opposite. I mean, think about it. We are swimming in an ocean of purpose statements. It's on every About Us page, every Super Bowl commercial. Everyone is out here making the world a better place. Purpose has become the cost of entry. And at the exact same time, trust in those very same institutions is hitting rock bottom. Employee engagement is tanking. So what gives? If everybody has a powerful why does so much of it feel so empty? Well, here's the issue. When an idea gets that popular, it gets copied a whole lot faster than it gets understood. It gets watered down. And what was supposed to be a core belief system became, for way too many, just another script to read. It became a performance. You can actually see this decay happen in a few stages. First, the idea becomes widespread, which is great, but that makes it cheap to claim. And because it's cheap, it becomes performative. It's something you say, not something you are. And once it's just a performance, it becomes totally powerless to actually influence the tough calls. This leads us to the first really hard truth. When an organization doesn't have a rock-solid sense of who it is, its fundamental character, the lines it won't cross, then its why is just a costume. And guess what? Under pressure, that costume always rips. And then we get to truth number 2. If your stated purpose doesn't actually stop you from doing things, if it never makes you say no to that easy money because it goes against what you stand for, then it's not a purpose. It's a slogan. It's just marketing. And the last one, and this is the one that really cuts deep. A real belief has to cost you something. Whether it's time, money, an opportunity, something. A purpose that is never tested, that never requires a sacrifice, isn't real. It's a fairy tale you tell yourself. It's fiction. And there is a name for this whole mess: purpose washing. You know, like an oil company running these beautiful ads about their tiny investment in solar panels while pouring billions into new drilling operations. It's using the language of morality without any of the commitment, and it just destroys trust from the inside out. So if why is so easy to fake, where do we turn? Well, the argument is that we've been starting one step too late. We need to go deeper, to a much more fundamental question. Not why do we exist, but who are we? This is the key distinction. Your purpose is your why, but your identity is your who. Purpose points to the future, it's aspirational. But identity, that's who you are right now, especially when it's hard. Think about Patagonia. Their purpose is to save our home planet, but their identity is what makes them sue the government. Identity is what anchors your purpose and stops it from just floating away. And what's crazy is this lines up perfectly with how our brains are wired. The what stuff speaks to our neocortex, the part that handles spreadsheets and logic. But why, and even more so who, they speak directly to our limbic system. That's the deep, ancient part of the brain that controls our feelings, our trust, our gut instincts. It's why you can see all the data on a decision, and your gut just screams, nope, this feels wrong. A clear identity connects on that gut level. So the whole sequence needs a reboot. We don't start with why. We have to start with who. First, you establish your identity. What are we absolutely not willing to compromise on?
Second, you define the values. How do we act out that identity every single day? Third, from that solid foundation, your purpose emerges. What impact is a company like us meant to have? And finally, your actions, your what, they just become the undeniable proof of it all.
Which brings us all the way to the finish line. The biggest, most important takeaway from all of this. It's about what makes a purpose real and what makes it just a performance. It all boils down to this one simple, brutal test. What are you willing to pay for it? A real purpose isn't found in a perfectly crafted mission statement. It's forged in the fire of hard choices. It's proven when you take the hit, you lose the deal, you miss the target, because upholding who you are is more important. Sacrifice is what makes belief real.
So we'll end right there. This isn't a branding question. It's a character question. For you, for your company, what are you willing to give up to prove that your purpose is more than just a word? Because in the end, that is the only question that matters.